going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an awesome day today. Bitcoin giving everybody a scare overnight. Looked like we were having a massive dip. We had a $1,500 candle, and lo and behold, the price has been bought back up yet again. Having a look right here, not only has Bitcoin closed the highest daily candle, also the highest monthly candle, but yes, my friends, we did finally hit an all-time high. Granted, it wasn't actually the $20,000 level. It was actually 19,700 and something, but I know, we'll save the fireworks until we officially break 20K, but hey, we did actually get a new Bitcoin high, so that is something, in fact, to celebrate. Now, in today's video, what I want to talk about specifically is why, even if we do have these big major dumps, the price is going to continuously get bought up instantly, and why this time it is extremely different than the previous all-time high. I want to do a bit of a recap for anyone who might be new to cryptocurrencies and explain exactly what is happening right now in the space with Bitcoin, with the altcoins, and why we are seeing this massive boom in price, and why we will continue to see the price rise despite any future dips, especially in the next coming year. So that's what I want to talk about today. Also, congratulations for ETH 2.0. We have liftoff. The Genesis block has been confirmed, and ETH 2.0 is finally here. So congratulations to all the Ethereum hodlers. And one bit I just got to say before we move on, I want to just talk about scammers, guys. Scammers are out. They are in the comments. They are in the Telegram group. And I had this company, Crypto Imperium, Imperium.finance, reach out to me on Twitter and said, we're trying to reach you for 3 days now since receiving payment. You've made zero effort to reach out to us. And unfortunately, I had to tell them publicly this was a scammer. And it turns out that somehow these guys have found a way to use my email. I don't know how they're doing that. But yeah, be very careful out there, guys. I don't go around asking to do promos. I don't do stuff like that. I don't have paid groups. I very, very rarely ever do sponsored content. So just keep that in mind. Lots of scammers out there. Please be safe. And yeah, had to obligatorily say that. Okay, now let's dive in and let's have a look at what is going on. So as I said, Bitcoin officially broke history. We had the highest monthly candle close, highest daily candle close, and we are on our way to potentially the highest weekly candle close for Bitcoin. We did, in fact, hit an all-time high. You can see, just for example, over here on Coinbase, we did not actually get up to 20,000. We actually got up to 19,891, and just yesterday on Coinbase, we hit 19,915. So yes, we actually did get a new all-time high for Bitcoin. No, it wasn't the 20K. Like I said, we'll save the fireworks for the 20K. But yes, having a look right here, look at this insane drop we had. Bitcoin fell from $19,904 all the way down to $18,000. What an insane drop, only to be bought instantly back up again. And having a look at where it had the bounce, look at this. Resistance right here. We had the support all through here, little bit of resistance, and boom. So look at that. We're having bounces off the previous resistance, turn support. This is always a good thing. This is always bullish. And just to point out the crazy move that we had, from, 20,000 all the way down to 18,000. So actually we had like a $2,000 move, essentially. You can see right here, Crypto Bull, he said, worth noting that a $1,000 swing is only 5% now. Adjust accordingly. So we could see Bitcoin move $1,000, $2,000 in a day, but keep in mind that the price is so high now that these huge swings are actually having less and less of an impact on the price because, it's getting so high, right? Or the percentage, I should say, because it's getting so high. Now, we did have a beautiful bounce off the 21 exponential on the daily, and look at this. It supported us 1, 2, 3 times, and then we started to lift off it again, just like we do back here. You can see all the support back here. We touch it one more time, and then we sort of just hover above it, right? And it looks like we could be doing that yet again. Having a look right here at the futures market. Now, the futures had an insane bounce when we did have that dip down to 16,000 the other day, you can actually see that we had this sort of actually the legacy trend even went down to here before we had the breakout if you connect it. And you can see we bounced off it there, a little bit of lift off, and boom, we came back down to earth, we retested, we had the support, and we bounced off yet again. And interestingly enough, not only did we bounce off of that, we came right down to the heart line of this ascending channel on the 4 hour, and look at this, we're back above the level again. We are back above the channel, well above the channel, in fact, testing again at these previous resistances. So Bitcoin is a beast. Bitcoin is a monster. Oh, 21 exponential weekly, well above that. And yeah, guys, we could be looking for another record-breaking week. We could finally, even though we did break all-time high, I know everybody's waiting for 20K, so I'm not going to do the crazy celebration until we break 20K. Then we could start celebrating. But just know that, yes, we did in fact break the all-time high, as far as the actual price is concerned. And all we're looking to do essentially is put in the highest weekly candle. That'll give us the daily, that'll give us the monthly, and that'll give us the weekly. That paired with an all-time high, kind of difficult to be bearish, really. And let me tell you why I think a lot of people are scarred from the previous market. I do, including myself, right? We all were like, you know what? It's got to crash. It's got a 40% crash, 50% crash. It has to happen. That's what Bitcoin does. But let me just break down to you exactly why it's different. Oh yeah, by the way, there's super quick, I don't want to talk about this, but some people were freaking out. There's $97 million from the 2016 Bitfinex hack. They found it on chain over here, and it's on the move. Look, guys, at the end of the day, if they do decide to somehow dump this, if they figure out a way to sell it without, getting cut off at the choke points of the exchanges, I honestly don't think $97 million is going to do that much to Bitcoin. Could we get a dip or something? Yeah, maybe they might crash the price, tank the price for a day or two, but I'm really not worried. So, if people freaking out, I just don't think it's enough to really do enough with the price. And let's break it down. Let's explain why it's different. This is for all of you that have been here. Somebody in yesterday's video, shout out to who it was, said, I finally broke even after all these years. My goodness, my friend, the fact that you stuck it out and hodled for that long, kudos to you. Get that man a ledger. Give that man a medal. You definitely, those are hands of steel. You are a true hodler. But let's recap. That's what I want to do in today's video. And if you got somebody asking you about Bitcoin cryptocurrency, just fast forward to this part. And this basically explains what is going on and why it's so different. So, recap. And shout out to Decrypt, by the way. This was an amazing article I stumbled upon this morning. So, Bitcoin has broken its all-time high price of, I guess, accumulatively, it was 19,783. Oh, by the way, guys, super quick. I just wanted to show you on, where's the futures chart? Where's the futures? Hold on, let's just go to futures super quick. Where's the futures chart? Where is the futures chart? Do I not have it pulled up? I probably skipped it and you guys are probably there. Oh, here it is. You guys are probably telling me I'm an idiot. Look at this. It actually got all the way up to 20,370 on futures. So futures did break 20K. Losing my, this is what a mess. How, you should plan better, K-Dub. How dare you release videos like this? Okay, so Bitcoin broke its all-time high, all right? Now, while Bitcoin's price is up over 170% since the start of the 2020 bull run, this bull run truly began in August when a series of high-profile Bitcoin investments kickstarted by business intelligence firm MicroStrategy helped to propel Bitcoin to record-breaking highs. Now, according to Jason Dean, Bitcoin analyst at Quantum Economics, broadly speaking, institutional positions and high net worth individuals are leading the way this time. And the Bitcoin they purchase is much more likely to be held long term rather than find its way back to the exchange. Between January 1st and August 10th, Bitcoin's price increased from 7,182 to 11,850, making a 65% increase in just 10 months. Now, since August 11th, which was the date of MicroStrategy's first Bitcoin investment, Bitcoin price increased by 65% yet again, this time breaking its previous high. However, the increase this time only took 3.5 months. Now, institutional investments into Bitcoin began. Now, this is a recap for all you that know this already, skip ahead. But for all of you that are just running into Bitcoin right now, this is why it is way different than 2017. So you had MicroStrategy investing $250 million on August 11th. On October 8th, Square followed suit suit investing 50 million, 1% of the company's total assets into Bitcoin. And according to MicroStrategy, they said Bitcoin is digital gold, harder, stronger, faster, and smarter than any money that has preceded it. Now, fast forward to November 9th, when billionaire investor Stanley Druckenmiller, who managed George Soros's money in the late 1990s, publicly said that Bitcoin was better than gold. He said it could be an asset class that has a lot of attraction as a store of value to both millennials and the new West Coast money. And as you know, we've got a lot of money. Then on October 9th, Bitcoin opened 15,000, and just 4 days later, we were hitting 16,000, pushing up to 16,400. Now, nearly a week ago, we had Rick Reeder, BlackRock CIO, also chimed in about Bitcoin's ability to replace gold. Are you noticing a pattern here? This is why you're probably seeing the gold price fall and the Bitcoin price go up. In fact, I'm going to tell you in a few minutes why a lot of investors are actually ditching gold. So he goes on to say, do I think it's a durable mechanism? Do I think it will take the place of gold to a large extent? Yes, I do, because it is so much more functional than passing around a gold bar. What are you going to do? Shave off the gold on the counter, then at the end of the day, scoop up, the dust and melt it in a pot in the back? Yeah, that's real practical, right? Just 2 days ago, we also had PayPal CEO Dan Schulman similarly commenting, saying, I think digital currencies start to move from being less of just an asset class and more an actual currency. And when you start to move crypto as a potential funding instrument, I think that bolsters its utility and stabilizes it as well. Now, Bitcoin is perceived as a hedge against inflation. In other words, as governments continue to provide economic relief during the pandemic, the value of fiat currencies continue to fall to inflation. Consequently, there has been a pivot to safe haven assets, including Bitcoin. Bitcoin has produced a year-to-date return of approximately 248%. And what's more is Bitcoin's bull run has benefited from some under-the-radar influences, like, and here's some of the major differences, increased regulatory scrutiny, a surging futures market, and finally, probably the most important and significant, streamlined access. The pipes have been built. The infrastructure has been built. There was no way for these guys to gain exposure to Bitcoin in 2017. The CME futures was their first real opportunity. And you know what they did? They shorted the price for a year and a half to get the price back so they could get in. What happens when a retail investor misses the boat or misses the train? That's it. It's gone. But what happens when the institutions miss the boat or the train? Well, they pull the boat or the train back because these guys have the money and the power and the influence to do that, right? So in summary, the Bitcoin market is drastically different today than it was 3 years ago. Now let's talk about this article that was out on Bloomberg just yesterday. Bitcoin's rally spurs Wall Street to question future of gold. Also, this is my last free article, apparently, since I'm not actually subscribed to Bloomberg. Maybe I'll have to subscribe to this if you want to keep hearing these on this channel. Now, talking about what Jean-Marc Bonifus, he's a former commodities hedge fund manager turned crypto investor, says, gold was really the safe haven asset of the past world and baby boomer generation. However, today it's being replaced by automated assets like Bitcoin. Bitcoin's market cap is currently only about 3.1% that of gold. Now think about that logically. If it only increased by simply 5%, that would imply a price of $31,300. So people think that these numbers are crazy, getting to 100K Bitcoin, 200K Bitcoin, $1 million, a $5 million Bitcoin. But what they don't realize is that with this endless printing of money, there is literally infinite dollars, infinite fiat, but only 21 million Bitcoin. And that is a very difficult equation to figure out. So you have to consider the fact that the value of the dollar is actually getting debased every single day, right? Prices are going up, yet you're still getting the same amount of dollars for working at the job that you did last year, right? Bitcoin, on the other hand, just by staying where it is, even where it is right now, would theoretically, okay, it's not technically how market caps work, but theoretically would increase in value as the dollar continued to lose value anyway, right? Bitcoin is in fact establishing itself as a credible store of value. This is particularly appealing during this time of unprecedented loose monetary policy. For these reasons, investors are naturally comparing it to gold, right? And they say down here, the transparency in Bitcoin is also helping to drive a lot of interest. Gold is kind of like a black box. You just have to trust the custodians to tell you about any flows into the market. Now, I want to just talk about what Trent Barnes said. Now, he's over at Zero Cap, and he did an interview with Forecast over here. By the way, if you guys want, come check out the video. This came out just today, but I wanted to highlight some of the things that he was saying. So this is another reason why he says it's different. He says what we're seeing is that Bitcoin has become a validated asset, particularly because of the institutional inflows and the institutional projections available. So we definitely see from our investors and client base a lot more curiosity because it seems to be a lot more certain, more so than it was back in 2017 during the ICO boom. He says the right time to invest in Bitcoin has always been now, right? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. Same thing for Bitcoin. Like, when should I buy Bitcoin? People say, well, should I buy now? Should I wait? You can wait. We might get a dip, but I mean, look, longing and shorting, if you're trading, that's different. Okay. Yeah. Bitcoin could flash crash. You can get liquidated, but when is a good time to buy? Like, buy Bitcoin on a long-term scale? Every day. Every day is a good day to buy Bitcoin. Dollar cost averaging has never been a bad thing. I mean, literally, pretty much everyone in the history of Bitcoin is up, unless you bought last night or the day before. Actually, if you bought last night, you're up because we had a dip and we're back up again. He goes on to say that if you ask any of these early adopters, they saw that the programmatic money supply schedule is really what makes Bitcoin, you know what's going to happen. It is predictable. It's borderless. It's permissionless. He says Obama called it walking around with a Swiss bank account in your pocket. However, it's more like a Swiss bank account where you are the CEO, the teller, and the manager all in one. He says there are some investors that like to go quite high investing in Bitcoin. He says, I've got friends that have 50% of their portfolio in Bitcoin. Now, that's really quite high, but a lot of our investors tend to be attributing or allocating between 1% to 5%. And you're seeing these increase, right? It used to be, just 1% exposure. And then it turned into like 3%. And now you're seeing financial advisors recommend 5%, right? In fact, my girlfriend was telling me, she just texted me this morning. She's like, I'm at work and I'm here. There's like ads for Grayscale, like playing on just like regular TV stations now. Like, people are really seeing what is happening right now with digital currencies, right? And yeah, I mean, this is just what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of new money come in, a lot of smart money, and like I said, these guys are long-term hodlers. These guys are big money. They're not looking for quick flips, 5% in and out, right? So that is essentially the big difference. Wanted to get that up to date for everyone. Why is the price going up? Why is it different this time? And in my opinion, this is why I think we're going to continue to see things like, what we're seeing right now, having these dips just instantly get bought back up, right? Because it's just a totally different animal this time around. So big news. Congratulations for everyone out there holding Ethereum. We finally did it. We made it to ETH 2.0 after literally years in the making. The Genesis block of Ethereum 2.0's beacon chain has finally seen the light of day, and there was a message inscribed. And no, it was not Chancellor on the brink of whatever. It was Mr. F was here. Yeah, Mr. F was here. Mr. F, I think Mr. Fahrenheit he's a developer. Vitalik actually joked. He said, normal people, we should really put something profound in the first block of the Ethereum proof of stake chain, something about giant leaps for mankind or whatever. Ethereum community, Mr. F was here. So there you guys go. That is forever in the first Genesis block. So Moving on to, actually though, and obviously we know staking is available, and just moving on to some other crypto news as well, I wanted to actually mention that Elrond staking phase 2 is actually officially live. 100 plus staking transactions have already been made, 3 new nodes are in, and 170 nodes are now in the validators queue. And also, another project we mentioned, Elrond and Bonded, have actually collaborated, and this is going to focus on making eGold available as a lending and borrowing asset in Bonded Finance's inaugural product, Ionic, and further collaboration will add more assets on the Elrond network into Bonded's product and plan the deployment of Bonded Finance's logic on the blockchain, on the Elrond blockchain. Through our strategic partners, Orion Protocol, Bonded and Elrond will further seek opportunities related to innovative DeFi products involving our unique smart contract model and liquidity from all chains, pools, and exchanges. And we also have a big update as well from Injective. They actually say that they're extremely excited to launch early access to the Solstice testnet. So you can actually go over here and you can connect your wallet if you're interested over at testnet.injective.exchange. However, it is invite only for now. They say the release will enable individuals to have a first look at the Injective exchange that from day one has been built to be fully decentralized, fast, and free of any gas fees. The Solstice testnet will consist of 3 discrete phases. The first phase will kick off with the Golden Ticket Early Access, which enables strong supporters of Injective to earn additional rewards before the public launch of Solstice. The second phase will be composed of trading competition, and the final phase of Solstice will be announced in the coming weeks. So essentially, that is the roadmap moving forward. And yeah, we did have this news about the Libra Association put together by Facebook last year is rebranding in further efforts to distance itself from the original Facebook-led vision rolled out last year. They are rebranding to Diem, which is Latin for day. But beyond that, does anybody really care about Libra anymore? I certainly don't care about Libra. I think that PayPal just did more for Bitcoin and MicroStrategy and Square than Libra and Facebook are going to do. They had their chance. They ruined it. And yeah, nobody really cares. I'm sure it'll be good for some people, but me personally, I don't really personally care. So let me know what you think about that below in the comments. Be careful. There are lots of scammers in the comments. They're dropping all different kinds of things. I try to delete them and report them. I literally just can't keep up with them. You know, be careful because like this did happen with these guys. This wasn't me. So they're getting clever. Just if it sounds too good to be true, it is. I don't reach out to anybody for promotion. I don't have paid courses. I don't do giveaways involving you sending me any kind of money or anything like that. So just be smart. You know, if it does seem kind of weird, just verify with me, you know, officially through Telegram. You can always hit me up. You can message me through Twitter if you want, right? So that being said, guys, that is it for me. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I do this every single day. My name is K-Dub. This is CryptoZombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.